Let's get into our first conversation. And this one, we want to look at maternal mortality. Cases of maternal mortality are, have been there in the country for long. In fact, it has been one of the things that has brought up issues. Maternal mortality, infant mortality, under 5 mortality. All those are in many ways interlinked. And what are the causes, what leads to it, but what happens thereafter to those that are left? There is a group that has come together and they want to sensitize matters around it and people around it. It's called the Machozi and Mwisho initiative. Its founder, Lawrence Omondi, is our guest for now. Lawrence, good morning.
Good morning, Eric.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
You will tell us more about the Machozi and Mwisho initiative, the origin of it, and what you do about it. But as we do that first, we're going to get the day's quote. Normally, good girl Jano would be here. She's away today.
Right.
Wow.
In her stead, good girl
Mariam
is here.
comes and does it.
Amazing.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mariam. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you.
Pleasure is mine.
And we'll get into the conversation. Before that, though, someone in 1962, a long time ago, 1962.
That was when my mom was born.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Someone in Tanzania, under the name of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere,
Amazing guy.
said, the future will not be built for us, but by us.
Amazing.
What does it speak to you?
But it speaks and talks about what we do. I think for long, we have been waiting for people to build the future for us.
Right.
And if there's one thing that we learned last year from the Gen Zs, is that we are no longer going to wait, but we are going to build our own future. And we as Machozi and Mwisho, that's what we are doing.
I love that. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you.
And for the work that you're doing. But before we even get into the conversation, I want you to build a picture. What is maternal mortality? People know, but just tell us what it is. And then paint a picture of maternal mortality rates in Kenya.
Wow. Maternal mortality, in simple terms, and I wish we'd just simplify everything for a normal manage to understand, is the rate at which women die while giving birth. They say up to 40 days after delivery. It is sad because in Kenya, and I'll put it based on daily data, we are losing approximately 17 to 20 women every single day who are dying while giving birth.
17 to 20 women.
Every single day. And there's something that I'll give you that will shock you further. Eric, do you know there are countries in this world, other jurisdictions, that are losing less than 20 in a single year? Almost 60, how many years since independent? 62 years later, right?
50, Tumefika 62?
No, we are...
Yes.
Tumefika, actually, yes, you're right.
62 years later.
You're right.
62 years.
It's
62 years later, we are still losing almost 20 women a single day. And other countries are losing the same number in a year. I think we cannot wait to fix this for us. We need to fix it.
I agree.
Thank you.
When we say that there's a window here, about 42 days after birth. So it's right there during pregnancy, at childbirth, and in the next 42 days. 17 to 20 dying every day.
Yes.
This is across the country.
Yes.
What would be the cause of this?
Wow. This is my view. Lack of political will to solve it. Lack of political will to solve it. And I'm going to give examples comparing other jurisdictions who are able to literally eradicate maternal deaths within 20 years. But in 62 years, we have never achieved it. And we hope we're going to achieve it. Therefore, for me, the reason why our women are dying is lack of political will.
Okay. Lack of political will to address it.
Yes.
But now let's come into what is it that they are not doing that is then causing the women to die?
There are major reasons why women die. One of it called PPH, postpartum hemorrhage. That's almost 40% of women are bleeding after birth. Eclampsia, I mean high blood pressure. Sepsis, sepsis means infection. Those are medical reasons why women are dying. But in my view, if we look at this, why is it that other jurisdictions are able to solve this? Why are we not solving it? Again, I will say lack of political will.
I know there's a really good, what would I call it, use case example in Homa Bay County, which has worked very hard to try and eradicate maternal mortality, but we'll speak to exactly how that was done, using examples from other places globally as well, Lawrence, that have been able. You're saying, you know what, there are places that are on their way to eradicating maternal mortality. They are losing 20 women a year, which is still a lot, but that's a year compared to the number of women dying here per day. But let's address this structurally. And I want to figure out the hows. What's being done, what's missing. So we've gotten into the causes, right? Postpartum hemorrhage.
Yes.
Sepsis. Yes.
Preeclampsia and eclampsia,
Yes. How should they be dealt with? In an ideal situation, how are they currently being dealt with? And is this a case of mothers are not making it to health facilities on time or at all, and that's the cause, or are they dying at health facilities?
Again, I'll give data. According to the Ministry of Health, they said up to 80% of these maternal deaths are preventable. Are we together? And literally, currently, deliveries in the hospital facilities is more than 95%. In my view, these do happen in the facilities. And we'll focus more on the accountability and the delivery of services to these precious women in our health facilities. There are a number of reasons why they are dying. Sometimes they talk about the 3 delays. Delay for that woman to go to the hospital, maybe by the husband, delay in reaching the hospital, or delay in receiving the services in the hospital. And there's a major one, delay in referral when there's a problem in delivery. Yeah.
Delays.
Delay.
Let's start with the first delay.
Yeah.
Delay in reaching the facility.
Yes.
At this point, why is there a delay in reaching the facility?
Well, I'll give you a practical example.
And I'm going to ask you, let me just break it down.
Yes.
All right, Lawrence?
Yeah.
This woman is expectant.
Yes.
And she's been going through the journey of carrying the baby.
For 9 months.
We are assuming that she has, because she's even coming to a facility now, that she has gone for some antenatal visits. And so she's been given the signs of, by this time, start expecting to get to the signs of labor.
Yes.
So this is at term.
Yes.
Let's even assume this at term or close to term.
Yeah.
And they're heading to a facility. Why is there a delay in either starting the journey or completing the journey of arrival to a facility?
You need to understand the topography of our country. There are places where the nearby and the nearest health facility is almost more than 20-30 kilometers. And I've seen that practically. And the means of transport, some of them end up using border. At least nowadays there's border.
Yes.
Others cannot even use the border.
Yes.
With that delay, I've seen women giving birth along the road.
Yeah.
That's the first delay, reaching to the hospital.
Okay.
In Nairobi, it might be easy saying, I'm getting an Uber, I'm getting blah, blah. But in the interior areas, like the villages, there's that delay because of the infrastructure.
Okay.
And Eric, I know you're not a woman. There's something that's so unique about pregnancy. You'll never know when you're going to give birth. Unless an elective CS. Yeah.
So here is, when you say delay here, it's an emergency situation.
Yes.
That you need to get to a facility very fast.
Right.
And because of all these other factors, then you're not getting there.
Thank you.
Okay, so first delay. The second delay is at the facility.
At the facility.
What's the delay here?
Delay in making that expectant woman receive treatment.
What's causing it?
Can I give you an answer?
Yeah.
Practical answer. I've seen cases where a woman is in the facility. She's having her labor pain. And the time for action between now and delivery, that waits among the, I'm not a medic, among the medical practitioners and everything, some of it lead to a woman's death. That's the delay I'm talking about. There's also a delay of referral, where we call it obstetric emergency. This woman is bleeding we need to refer her to the nearby facility as soon as possible. And with the examples I have, the Kenya we know, some facilities do not even have an ambulance to refer that woman. She ends up dying. That's the delay I'm talking about.
When we talk about delay in getting service at a facility, is this a lack of capacity in that hospitals are overwhelmed, or is it incompetence?
I will not talk of incompetence, because I've talked to a number of medics, and literally they're always happy to see that baby being delivered. But I will say for sure I've seen medics who are overwhelmed. I have cases whereby someone is telling me, I took my wife to the facility, and at that ex-hospital, there were more than enough number of women who wants to give birth. And the medics were not even enough to handle those women. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Thank you.
And that's one of many such cases. I'm threading through the other causes. Not last week, 2 weeks ago, we were in Homa Bay. And Homa Bay has been working really hard to eliminate maternal mortality. And at the time, Governor Wanga was celebrating 90 days without a maternal death.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes. And the county as well. So we asked her how and why. And she said the why is quite obvious. We were losing several women in labor or in the 42 days after. The how was with checks. As simple as any maternal obstetric complication would be peer reviewed. So this is not even adding external people. It would be the medics themselves, the doctors, the nurses, the midwives, the clinical officers, reviewing what complication happened, how it led to the loss of life, what could be done to fix the gap. And again, it's not perfection, but clearly there's some intentionality behind it. So now I'm wondering, I don't know, we didn't speak to capacity. I'm assuming she's also increased the capacity of the hospitals within Homa Bay. But I'm wondering if that's a model that could be used across Kenya. And you can also give us best case scenarios and other models from across the world where maternal mortality has almost been eliminated. Eric, I can see the wheels grinding.
I just wanted to just remind and also inform Philip, they call it MPDSR, Medical Personnel Peer Review and Reporting. So where every week there's this particular meeting and they're saying, so what did you do? How did you go about it? And a senior medic is basically explaining to a junior medic, this is what you could have done, this is how to handle such a situation. So basically building the capacity of everybody who's working in that ecosystem.
Eric, I'm happy to hear that Governor Wanga is doing that, but I wish also to shock you. A few months ago, we wrote to the Ministry of Health because we do receive a number of cases reported by different families of these so-called maternal deaths. And almost 2 months ago, we wrote to the Ministry of Health, and we asked the Ministry of Health to check if the deaths of those women were ever reported by the hospitals concerned. Seen the letter? And this was the response we received from the ministry. But they are so kind. We were shocked, things are working.
That they responded.
And they responded back to us.
Let me read a bit of the letter.
Thank you.
It's the subject here is urgent inquiry regarding adherence to maternal and perinatal death surveillance and response. That's MPDSR, reporting for specific maternal deaths. Directorate of Family Health, Ministry of Health, the director is whom the letter is addressed to. And you say, if I just jump in, in the recent past, our organization has regrettably received reports from a number of bereaved families regarding maternal deaths that occurred during childbirth or shortly thereafter. In our pursuit of accountability and to support the robust implementation of MPDSR policy, we wish to formally inquire whether the deaths of the following women were duly reported by the respective health facilities to your department as per the established guidelines. You list the 7 women.
Yeah.
One died on the 18th of April 2023, 1st of November 2023, 9th of September 2024, another one in December 2021, May 2022, August 2024, and October 2023. We understand the sensitive nature of these cases and the confidentiality required. And you're requesting information regarding the reporting status of these specific cases within the MPDSR system.
Yeah.
And then
They
you got a response.
Right.
Yes.
Directly to you.
Now, Eric, I like what Governor Wanga is doing. From the response we got from the Ministry of Health, only one facility reported the death to the Ministry of Health.
Yeah?
Yes. Therefore, one of the challenges I believe we are facing, and in
Can
the
I take
letter,
us a couple of steps back?
yes,
How did you pick these 7 cases? What brought these 7 cases to your attention? And why did you decide to go with these specific 7 cases to the ministry?
one, we have more than 7 cases. We are literally,
I can imagine. You talk about 20 deaths per day.
yes,
Yeah.
we selected this to check. You know, we've been thinking about how can we eliminate and eradicate maternal deaths. And one of the ways, policies by the government to eradicate maternal death, and I like what Governor Wanga is doing, is adherence to the MPDRS policy. And it talks about one thing. When a woman dies in a facility when giving birth, that death ought to be reported within 24 hours.
Okay.
That's correct. And within 1 week, the Ministry of Health ought to do an audit to ascertain what killed this woman. But then can I shock you? In our country, Kenya, this reporting, they are just based on, we want to know why they're dying. In other countries like Ethiopia, South Africa, and Rwanda, it's a criminal offense if you don't report the death of a woman to the government. And one of the things we think the government of Kenya ought to do is criminalize these actions, that any hospital that fails to report the death of a woman to the government
is criminally liable.
Thank you. Now, by the cases we were receiving, we wrote the Ministry of Health, it's in the letter. And like, we want just to know, there's a policy, there are some laws, you have a number of ways trying to eradicate this.
Yeah.
Are these people really adhering to this?
Practically, what are you doing?
Thank you.
So when you say that it should be reported within 24 hours,
Yes.
give me that escalation process.
Who reports?
So somebody has gone to a local health facility, a dispensary, a health center, and they have died.
Yes.
Who reports to whom?
It is the hospital that's supposed to report to the sub-county health department that this has happened to our facility.
Okay.
Then they
How do they do that?
They normally have a form that the government gives to them that every death they need to report, to file, and it's so confidential that this happened to a facility, and within the facility they ought to investigate on their own why did this woman die. Then within a week the government ought to come and check what caused this death.
Okay.
And Eric, by the way, you go to the final paragraph of the letter from the government.
We will come to this one.
Yeah.
I just want us to get to before we get here, so that then we see is what the government responding, what it should have done.
Yeah.
So I am at a clinical officer at a health center.
Thank you.
Who ought to be reporting.
Yes.
So there's a form that they fill.
Yes.
And this form then needs to go to the sub-county director of health.
Yes.
Within 24 hours.
Yes.
How does it go? Do they take a photo and send a WhatsApp photo? Do they send a boda? How does this information leave this health facility?
What I know, there is a system where and I believe it's an online system.
Okay.
With this one, I have no much detail on it, but there is a system where they're queuing and they're saying this has happened to our facility, so that they're able to inform the government a woman has died in our facility while giving birth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the ministry responded to you.
Yes.
In your inquiry, and they said, here's the summary of deaths that have been reported and audited in Nairobi County.
Yeah.
There was 9 deaths at Kenyatta National Hospital, 2 at Kenyatta University Hospital, 1 at Mbagathi Hospital, 3 at Pumwani Hospital, and 1 at St. Joseph's, all audited.
Yeah.
This is for
December 2021.
Yes.
May 2022, 12 deaths at KNH, 2 at Mama Lucy, 1 at Mbagathi and Queen's Park Medical Center.
Yeah.
April 2023, 1 death at Huruma Nursing Home, 7 at KNH, 3 at Mama Lucy, 1 at Nairobi West and Pumwani hospitals, all audited. Continues. October 2023, 5 at KNH, 2 at Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral, 2 at Mama Lucy, 1 at Mbagathi, all audited.
Yeah.
And it continues like that.
Yeah.
Now, in conclusion, there is a notable gap between deaths reported in the general reports and those uploaded in the event tracker, often due to delays in notification and uploading. According to MPDSR guidelines, that's the maternal and perinatal death surveillance and response, right? Guidelines. Deaths must be notified within 24 hours.
Yes.
Facility deaths are audited within 7 days. Community deaths audited within 14 days. This inconsistency highlights the non-adherence to recommended timelines and potential areas for strengthening reporting and practices. We remain committed to improving MPDSR compliance and welcome further collaboration to address these gaps.
Thank you. A clear confession, right?
Yep, there's an admission here that yes, there are clear gaps.
Thank you.
Notable gaps. And I think that's, first of all, that Dr. Edward Serem, who was then the acting head of division of the Reproductive and Maternal, Newborn and Child Adolescent Health Department, was, it's a good start. For me, it's a good start because you're like...
I also love it.
I'm responding and I'm saying, this is what was reported. The event tracker indicated a different number. Event tracker, for example, the one 9 deaths at KNH, and the event tracker has only 2 deaths notified. Shows you that there is there are all these gaps. And there's a lot that needs to be done. Thereafter?
In my view, again, I like what the doctor has said, to completely and perfectly deal with this. And I like what Governor, again, said. We need to adhere to this because the gaps whereby hospitals are not reporting these deaths, and you ask yourself, Eric, why are they not reporting them? I know that's the question you need to ask here. There's a reason behind it, maybe. And the government ought to ask them, why are you not reporting these deaths? And I think this is a good chance, like other jurisdictions, like South Africa, with the members of parliament in this country, the members of county assembly, because health is devolved, ought to pass a law now to make it, you must report it, failure to it.
Let me ask the why first. Why do you think facilities aren't reporting these deaths?
Can you allow me to give a practical example of what happened less than 5 days ago? Thank you. Eric, one of the things we do when we receive a complaint from a family that has lost a woman while giving birth, one of the things we do, we practically go to that family, meet the grieving husband or the family, get to know what happened. 4 days ago, a 28-year-old lady bled to death, died while giving birth, after waiting for hours for an ambulance to come and save her life. And the distance between the hospital where she was in, and I hope I'm allowed to mention the hospital, that woman was at Kayole 2 Hospital. She's called Eunice Jambi. Taken there on Friday night, Saturday, the whole day. At Kayole 2 Hospital, they called Mama Lucy to give them an ambulance to come and refer this lady who was bleeding, PPH. The distance between Mama Lucy and Kayole 2 is 3 kilometers. I was driving. I literally went to Mama Lucy on Monday with the husband. 3 kilometers, less than 5 minutes.
5 minutes drive.
A woman waited for hours and she died. This is a new story. Yesterday, a woman died at one of the hostels in Kangemi. We went to Mama Lucy to check the newborn who is still, and we are praying that that baby will survive. And Eric, I'm just thinking, what can kill a woman while giving birth in 2025, August, a distance of 3 kilometers? If I was in a position to act, I think those kind of cases should not be allowed.
We're about to go on a short break, but I need to know the why still. Because if those folks at
one facility into the next facility
acted right, then they should have reported that this is what happened. These were the complications that arose. We called for help. This is what happened. But let's go on a short break. We'll be right back with Lawrence Omondi, Men Against Maternal Mortality, Machozi ya Mwisho.
Fixers Online, Liberty says, until this issue hits close to home, one cannot understand the pain that widowers and families are going through out here on the issue of maternal mortality. And Francis from Kiambu said, this is an emotional discussion that you're having. Is it that professionals in our health facilities don't understand the critical nature of timely response? A taxi or boda could have saved Eunice from this Kayole hospital to take them to Mama Lucy. Is that?
Yeah, you know, why did Eunice wait for those hours and only to die? I mean, by the way, I was asking the husband. You know, some of these things are literally draining mentally. Because I went and spent the whole day that man, and I've been spending days with over 30 men who lost their wives while giving birth. When I was talking to the guy, is called Sami. When I was talking to Sami in Kayole, I mean, by the Sami works at Marikiti, akibeba mizigo, earning less than 1,000 bob. By the sometimes less than 500 shillings in a day. And when I was talking to him, his firstborn is 6, then secondborn 4 years, all girls. They came to the house and they were like, Daddy, umekuja na mami? Ulisema utakuja na mami na toto. And I'm like, oh my God. I wish these little angels knew that their mom will never come back. And I have a video of him, and that guy just cried. And he asked me, Lawrence, nitafanya nini? It is 2 days later, the 6 and 4-year-old girls are not even aware their mother will never come back. And I was asking, like, and he was saying, si hata basi wangembeba kwa mkokoteni, wampeleke asaidiwe. Eric, back to the point. I will never ever blame medics. By the way, that one happened when I went to Bagadi Hospital few months ago with my team to help a family there, and the doctors were on strike. And one theater was not working, only one was functioning. I saw a medic literally almost sleeping, CS after CS, and they were so overwhelmed. The most shocking thing that I saw, because we ended up helping this woman plus the husband, I went to the hospital and checked my post online. I complained. Women are still sharing beds. You know, maybe me and you, we are used to, you know? It's true, I saw women sharing beds. And when I posted this on our social media pages, the inboxes that I received, one of them was so crushing. I had to go to Kibera to meet Vivian. Vivian gave birth through a CS. She slept on the floor, and her newborn died. Eric, you want to tell me?
Slept on the floor
yes.
with the newborn.
And the newborn died.
After the CS?
Yes. You want to tell me in 2025, a distance of 3 kilometers, a woman can still bleed to death? You want to tell me in 2025, women can still share beds?
Or sleep on the floor.
Or sleep on the floor.
Lawrence, you said you cannot put the blame on medics.
Yes.
You've seen the work that they do.
Yes.
The lack of capacity
yes.
to handle some of these things.
Yes.
So what are the structural problems, the systemic problems that are causing this maternal mortality to stay as is?
One, but have you realized in the last few months, every month there's 1 or another county whereby medics are on strike. Eric, have you seen that? We just had, I don't know if the Kiambu medics have finished their strike or they're still striking.
We try to keep up, but
it's always one county,
some moving target
after the other, and you're asking, why are they always striking? Now, the systemic failure, we need to start with funding. Eric, there's something called Abuja Declaration. I hope you know that. It's saying that every government ought to spend a minimum of what percentage? 15% on health. What are we spending on health? 6.8%. Do you know our budget for maternal care was reduced by half, from 4 billion to 2 billion. And people made noise. By the way, I was shocked the other day because I was having these medics and we're discussing something called PPH, postpartum hemorrhage. And one of the things that shocked me, and I'm still on funding, they were saying almost up to 50% of Kenyan women are anemic.
How much? How many?
50%.
Almost 50% of Kenyan women are anemic. Pregnant women. And one of the ways to avoid PPH and this anemia is when they're given folic acid, the supplements before they become pregnant and few months after pregnancy. It really helps. I love doing research. You know, I was shocked. Do you know how much it can cost to ensure every woman in Kenya is having those supplements? And according to government, they're free in the hospitals. It costs less than 0.46 billion to buy those supplements for our women. Now, when we talk about systemic failure, I'm thinking about a scripture from our holy books. They say, where your treasures are, your heart will be. And I wish to ask, are our expectant women really a treasure to our county government and our national government? And the answer is, the answer will depend on the amount of money we are investing on our maternal care. As simple as that. Let me conclude by before I go to the second point. Do you know if you go to these counties, their budget for health is almost 25 to 30%, but out of it, almost 90% goes to recurrent expenditure. We can no longer depend on donor fundings and the NGO programs to be the one running our health care and maternal care. Therefore, the systemic failure, number one, is funding. Number two, is a good example of Eunice from Kayole. Let's just be frank. Let's just be frank. We are collecting almost 40 million in a single day as a county of Nairobi. How much is an ambulance? Let's say 5 million.
A fully kitted ambulance.
How much is it? If you're collecting 40 million per day, can we still watch a woman dying after waiting for an ambulance in a distance of less than 3 kilometers? Can we still watch our women sharing beds? For me, it's systemic. Now, number two, how many of these doctors are being employed by the county governments? Are we together, Miriam?
Mariam, yeah.
You know, how many of these doctors, nurses, and medics are being employed by our county governments? The other day, I think government sorted the issue yesterday. There was a big war between the UHC staff and the government. They're saying, employ them, we don't have money. Boss.
So, inadequate staffing. Could be an issue here.
A big one.
Inadequate budgetary allocation.
A big one.
Is an issue. And then also the kind of support that you give to expectant mothers. Like you've said, I mean, studies have been conducted, and I keep quoting this one done by Tampere University in Finland and the Khan University in Nairobi and a university in Ethiopia. And they're saying the same thing that you're saying. You know, supplemental support at pregnancy could help. Increasing access to antenatal visits, and even basically just saying, once you notice that this woman is at risk, increase the number of visits and say, don't just do 3, do more. Come more regularly, let's monitor a bit more and equip these facilities and so on and so forth. There's still a question that we need to get back to, and that is in the reporting structure. Why are the medics not reporting the deaths as they ought to, according to the MPDSR.
Right. Because we've seen what it does when reporting is done and auditing.
Can I give you a painful story? A short one? Last year, in a private facility here in Nairobi, again a woman bled to death. The hostel facility, after the burial of that woman, a 25-year-old woman, approached their husband to this lady who lives in Eastlands. They were so kind enough, they did a shopping for him. They gave him a non-disclosure agreement to sign and then gave him 281,000 Kenya shillings and told him,
Can you gear his story?
thank you. How do you expect that kind of hostel to report that case? I'm not a medic. I wish to know why some of these cases are not reported. I wish to know why they're not reported. But the answer I've given you can give you a good elaboration.
That could be one.
Yeah.
Right.
All right? In this particular case where if such a thing were to happen, then it would be a facility seeing that we are culpable. There's something that we should have done we didn't do.
Thank you.
But would that be in the majority or is that
Right.
would that be in the minority from your estimation?
From my
also-
estimation, that would be minority. By the many women are being saved by the medics.
Okay.
Yes, because
So then why are facilities not reporting on time? This is according to the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
Right? If KNH, the Kenya Health Information Service report has 9 deaths at KNH in December 2021, but the event tracker tracked only recorded only 2 deaths, why would there be such a huge discrepancy? What would be this?
And also speak
cause?
to the concentration of maternal deaths in specific places in the country. Because I think it's skewed towards certain parts of the country.
Yes.
Is the reporting also skewed in that sense? As we try to figure out why the reporting isn't happening.
Now, Eric, this is what I'll say, and my sister, Mariam. I wish you'll one day bring someone from MOH here.
We will.
And someone from KMPDC here. Someone from KMPDU here to answer that question. Because I'm not an expert in health. I'm just someone fighting against maternal mortality in Kenya by helping men.
And I think it's incredible work that you're doing. I know it's also informed by your own experience.
Yeah.
Have you seen any, aside from this maternal and perinatal death surveillance response, what other big wins are we making? And what recommendations do you have for us to fix this maternal mortality issue? What big wins have we made? And then what can we do going forward to make sure that this is no longer an issue?
I love what, there's a PPH run coming this month, and Dr. Kereki and the gyners and the pediatricians and the midwife association and everything. I like what they are doing as the Gynecological Society of Kenya, the Clinical Council of Kenya. And I like it because it's coming from the medics on their own.
Right.
Yeah? The level of awareness is what I'm so happy to see. There's much more awareness in the public concerning the number of women who are dying every single day and what we need to do to prevent it. I'm also happy to see the way, and again I'll go back to Homa Bay, the way some of these governors have taken it upon themselves to say, enough is enough, what can we do to prevent this?
Right.
The awareness, the campaign even to involve men to go to clinics is so high. Therefore, one of the achievements I love and I'm happy to see is high level of awareness.
Right.
Maybe there we were failing before. Yeah.
I want to speak to the recourse that exists as well.
Yeah.
And perhaps here, if you're comfortable sharing your own story,
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
And did you seek recourse? And in general, what are the avenues for recourse in the event of maternal mortality?
Wow. I love that question and I like it. Eric, more than 3 years ago, I was not doing what I'm doing now. I was just a normal Kenyan living a normal life. And I'm a father of twins. It's a sad story, something that happened to my wife and I. 3 years ago, one morning of 26th of June 2022, We woke up and found our newborn twin has bled to death. Yeah.
At home?
Yes. One hospital was telling us X could have happened. Another hospital was telling us Y could have happened. One hospital was telling us that because we took our remaining daughter to a different facility, and they did it in writing. I wish I could have carried the letter from that hospital. And the doctor told us, oh yes, give us the discharge summary for this lady, give us the... And I'm like, we are so sorry. It seems your newborns were never administered vitamin K prophylaxis at birth. And they did it in writing.
So they were never administered?
According to that hospital, B. Hospital A was saying we did it.
They were never administered what?
There's something called vitamin K prophylaxis. Do you know it?
No. What does it do?
Oh. I don't am a dick, but I'll share from my experience because I did a lot of research on it. According to WHO, every newborn must be administered vitamin K prophylaxis at birth. Because when these babies are born, they have little traces of vitamin K in their system. Vitamin K helps in the clotting system of any newborn. Therefore, when you don't give newborns this prophylaxis, you're putting them at risk of bleeding. The bleeding can happen within 2 weeks, within 6 months, and the sad part of it, it can happen anytime. I'm saying this because we were able to find another family that went through the same thing, but their son bled during the day, and they rushed their son to the hospital, and the son was given the prophylaxis. But for my wife and I,
it happened at night.
And it changed our lives. Because when this happened to us, I was so crushed. I had waited for those twins like no one's business. I'm that husband who will go to clinic with my wife. She's so amazing. You know? And when I started to make noise concerning what has happened to me, it's when men could reach my inbox. Brian, Tom, Chris, and I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. But you know what? I just lost my wife while giving birth. And I stopped grieving my son. And I asked myself a question. Wait a minute, what's happening? And that's when I realized that, oh my God. Eric, that Thursday when we were burying my son at Langata Cemetery, I was shocked by the number of families that I was seeing that were burying their newborns. I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening? I started to approach these men one by one. Literally, Eric, I could go to Kakamega in a funeral. Are we together? Literally, I could go visit that family. I could go to Kitui. I could go to Tom's family. I could go to Brian's family. I could go to Brian's family. I could go to Sammy's family. And I could go to this family, and I could go to all these are women who have died while giving birth. And I met all these families using my own money just to see, like, give me a minute, what's happening? Only to learn we are losing 17 to 20 women in a day in 2025. Others are losing it in a year. I think I've answered you.
You have. So,
what do you do with this initiative? Who's a member of the initiative, and what do you do as an initiative?
By the reasoning behind the name Machozi and Mwisho is so personal. It's so personal because one day I came back and found my wife has cried to the point she had panic attacks in our house. And what I saw, I said, no, this should be Machozi.
Not again.
Not again. What I do with it is simple. And let me talk about men in maternity movement. Eric, I learned that we as men, we're also playing a big role in this. Because few months ago, I had a case of a woman who died, went to the hospital to deliver alone without her husband, ended up dying. The hospital had to look for the next of kin. And that guy was just sitting there, waiting for the woman to come back with a newborn. Kumbe alikufa kitambo. Are we together? I know of a man who told me, if you love football, there's a day Arsenal was playing Aston Villa and they lost 1-0 to Aston Villa. That's the day the wife was giving birth. And he told the wife, Tangulia tu nitakam, and he's a diehard Arsenal fan, and nitakam became nitakam. That was the last time. However, I've learned also, and I want to give an example. Go to Rwanda. This data, up to 90% of Rwandese men are going to clinic. But then they're saying in Kenya we're at 3%.
Wow.
Erica, we should know why we are not going there. Therefore, I think one of the things we need to do, what I'm doing in the initiative, is awareness. And how we are doing it in a peculiar way. Our leader is someone called Brian and Victor. Victor is so amazing. Victor lost his wife barely 2 years ago. He's a father of 3. He's so good. And I learned that when we turn these men to champions, when we bring Victor to speak to fellow men, they listen.
Yep.
And I'm learning, maybe that is what we were missing as men. I've learned to use these men who lost their wives while giving birth as the voices of change. Last week, a woman reached out to us through our social media. She's not a woman, she's 11, she's barely 16 years. And she told me, Lawrence, my mother died 11 years ago while giving birth. And my dad has never been okay. My dad did a good job. Here is my dad's number. Can you kindly call him? And I'm like, are you sure? Yeah? Then I called the dad from Eldoret, Koech, from Eldoret. And I'm like, he was like, I love it. And I'm like, what can we do to you to join us to talk to men in Eldoret? You know what he told me? Lawrence, I can do this for free. Because I know what it means. Do you know he went ahead to send us some M-Pesa to say, go ahead and do this.
Right.
In short, men who have gone through all these men can do this for free.
They're champions.
They're champions.
I think you've spoken really well to the importance of systems at work.
Thank you.
To the importance of accountability.
Yeah.
And to the importance of advocacy. As a parting shot, speaking to men right now in Kenya who are fathers, who are hoping to become fathers someday, what would you tell them as far as their advocacy is concerned for maternal mortality?
One, we are in 2020, we are in 2025. We are not in 1825. Eric, long ago, our women, when they were expectant, our mothers, our aunties, used to play the big role. Now, we're with our women in Kangware, in Kangemi, in Karen. No one to help us. Therefore, I want to tell men, we're in 2025, not 1825. You know what? That pregnancy is yours.
Yep.
Take your wife to the clinic. And by the way, I wish we can also make our clinic session men-oriented. Most men are not even aware of these so-called danger signs in pregnancy. Let you take the lead. And by the way, in men in maternity, where our slogan is, care begins with us. It's high time we know, that is my daughter, that is my baby, that is my son, I need to be responsible. Conception to delivery to 5 years. That's what I tell them.
Thank you.
Very, very, very well said, and thank you very much for coming in today. Lawrence Omondi is the founder of the Machozi and Mwisho initiative, Men Against Maternal Mortality, and he's raised the case here and is saying there's a lot that can be done and ought to be done, and including what role we play in the society. Keep it here. In the next hour, we talk to the Principal Secretary for Industry, Dr. Juma Mukhwana. I'll be talking about Kenya's pace in expanding our industries. Back in a moment. Good morning.